Welcome to the Bravo Charlie Club podcast, making you 12 and a half minutes more awesome each week. He's Ben. I'm Richard. Let's go. Ben, how you doing this week?
I'm well, mate. You sound a bit tired. You all right?
I'm a bit tired while pushing through.
Pushing through. You're pulling an all-dayer.
An all-dayer. Yes, I'm pulling an all-dayer. I could have done with the afternoon nap today, but no, hardening up, pushing through.
Remember when we were young and we used to pull all-nighters, and now we're older, we pull all-dayers? Hey, mate, new listener country call-out. Lithuania have joined us. So that's La Bus as a greeting for our Lithuanian friends.
La Bus.
Yeah, which sounds like a French transport vehicle. But it's not. In the Fully Awake project this week, I wanted to ask you a question. Have you ever been added to a mailing list and you were like, not really sure how that happened, but hey, that was really cool. I love this content.
I can't say that's ever happened to me. Yeah. It's always some chunky thing that you can never work out how to get rid of.
Yeah.
And you try using all the tools to stop spamming me, and you unsubscribe and use all the auto things. Filter, put it in the blacklist, throw it away. It still comes back. It's just still there 3 days later. They've sent me another one. How does that happen?
Every now and then I'll ask them, I'll be like, can you just let me know how I ended up on this list? And rarely you get a response. Except for real estate agents, actually.
Oh, yes.
They almost get offended. I think there's some sort of legal requirement for them to keep a clean database. So I do tend to get responses from them if I can be bothered. But I was just curious because I seem to hit unsubscribe a lot these days. Okay, so a second question under the Fully Awake project. What do you like at spelling on message chats? And so do you send first and then correct it later, or do you do a double check before, like if you're sending a WhatsApp or a message, iMessage?
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm send first, correct later, but there's generally I try and sort of do a sense check if it's a decent length message, because I've always made a mistake, right? And usually the bad ones are when you like leave out the not, or it auto corrects it to something unintelligible, and you kind of like got, I mean, that message doesn't make any sense at all. Or sometimes it auto corrects to the exact opposite of what you meant, right?
Yeah. Fail.
Total fail. Yeah.
So I'm definitely with you. I'm a send first, correct later. Although I've become a little more aware, and I'll tell you what happened. I was in Singapore, and I'd ordered a Grab, which is their version of Uber for those who haven't heard of Grab. The door, Changi Airport's massive, as you know, but the door where I was waiting, there was actually a lot of people there, and so I thought, well, I'll help my guy out, and I'll send him a message so he can identify me. And so I sent him a message. I wrote, tall, bald guy in Hawaiian shirt. Anyway, this car eventually pulls up, the number plate checks out, and he winds down the window and he goes, "Are you Ben?" I was like, yeah, thanks for grabbing me. He goes, "Well, I nearly didn't grab you." I was like, oh, okay. Can you tell me why? And he goes, "Well, your message to me just seemed a bit weird, to be honest." And I was like, oh, okay. All right, no worries. Anyway, so I loaded the bags and jumped in the car. And I pulled out the message. I was like, okay, what's going on here? And I realised that I'd written tall bad guy in Hawaiian shirt. And I just started laughing. He goes, "You get it now?" And I was like, yeah, it sounds like something out of a movie. He goes, "Yeah, a really bad movie." I was like, oh, well, good on him for picking me up. So,
awesome. You got there in the end anyway.
I did get there. That brings us on to the travel tips, mate. Now, last week you started to tell us a selfie stick story, and we went down one channel, but you said there was a selfie stick story for another time.
There is. There's more to that story.
Let's hear it.
It's the acquisition of the selfie stick, right? So you're in Rome and you're heading to, I think we were heading to the Colosseum, be about 20-minute walk away. As you approach there, the more touts and people trying to sell you things that you don't need kind of increases, right? Till you get to the point where you're kind of like out the front of the place and they're everywhere. The police are chasing them away. And it's like sharks going through a school of fish, and the fish just kind of like swarm out of the way and then kind of like come in back behind the police afterwards anyway. And so we passed a whole bunch of shops selling selfie sticks, and we got there, and I felt like an absolute genius bargaining this guy down from the €22 he's asked to seven.
Wow.
Ben. That is
third of the price. It's incredible.
Expert level haggling, I thought.
Think of all the pizza you can get with the €15.
Until exactly. Until 45 minutes later, the crappy selfie stick jammed, and then I sent hundreds of messages in my iCloud, as we discussed last week. And also walking past those stores that I did not buy the selfie stick at on the way home, seeing that they were £3, €3 in the stores. So these guys could buy selfie sticks and reselling them out the front of the Coliseum, and I'm like, oh no, it was not a good deal in the end. And so you're like, you feel so good, and then you're like, dear, I got scared.
So he's got a continuous supply as well, isn't he? He just goes and buys.
I know, right? Yeah, he probably even works for one of those shops. Who knows? I mean, they probably buy them. Like if they're selling them for €3, what are they buying them for?
One, I guess.
$1.50 or something.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, good story. Anyway, I like it.
Selfie stick story. Yeah.
Hey, mate, listener feedback. With listeners joining us all the time, it obviously makes sense that some are starting at the start. And we've actually had feedback from way back when we started. Do you remember I was asking you if a friend doesn't take your advice, can you get upset?
Yes.
That was like, I don't know if it was episode 1, but it was really early, right? Well, listener KM has told us that being asked for advice is a badge of honour.
Yeah,
taking the advice is optional. So he's a really nice point. Also, he's also been on the side where he'd given someone advice and it was ignored. But that was a good friend, and I was gracious, and I didn't want to make them feel ordinary. So there you go. Nice little tape to remind us of some of the topics that we've been talking about. Best thing ever, got some feedback. Listener CG wrote in and told us it was dogs that are the best thing ever. Where are you at? Where are you at on that?
Nice. Yeah, I'm on board the dog train. Love it.
Yeah. Okay, you surprised me because you've told me
it took a while. Less
than favourable dog.
The puppy stage was really hard, Ben. The puppy stage is feels like it's going to go on forever, but once you kind of get through that, it's actually pretty good. Okay. So
right.
I've come around.
And what constitutes a sport topic? Listener AT shared to me an article about an e-sport athlete, and I've used that word in the loosest possible form, who got South Korea's highest sporting honour.
That is awesome. I love it.
Is it?
Yeah, esports. I love esports. Esports is fantastic. I mean, do you count Swift as esports? Like if I'm cycling on a trainer in a computer in a virtual world, is that
right?
That'd be esports, wouldn't it? I mean, I like to think of myself as an esports athlete. Don't my bubble. Don't ruin my identity here, Ben. But
I'm clearly talking to the wrong person about. I'm way off base.
Australia has a professional esports league, and those guys train like they're athletes. They have nutrition coaches, and they have physical coaches in the gym doing workouts. And
nutrition coaches eat 3 bags of CC and 4 cans of Red Bull.
Can't imagine cut that down to 2 bags of CCs a day and have a high protein meal.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Look, why not leave a comment if you'd want to tell us if you think esports is a sport? I'd love to hear it. We do always look forward to feedback from our listeners. Send us a text. Links are in the show notes. Join the Inner Sanctum. I did post a picture of who I thought was Richard in his Uniqlo white T-shirt the other day. All right. Conundrum of the week, mate. Why aren't restaurant menu fonts bigger? Now, old people have money, right? We can afford to eat out. And also, why are restaurants getting darker? Like, for anyone who owns a restaurant, turn your lights on. You'll sell more if I can read the damn menu. Like, what's your thoughts on this?
It's true. It's true. The fonts do seem to be getting smaller, and the poor choice of font too. Don't pick that cursive one that you can't tell if it's broccoli or barramundi, right? You know, it's on the, what am I eating? I can't tell.
Yeah.
You know, particularly breakfast menu fonts too, but probably
Really, specifically breakfast.
cafe ones. I thought cafe ones tend to be worse than restaurant ones.
Fair
Maybe
call.
it's just because I'm more of a breakfast person, really. So
yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's
I'll
my
keep my
favorite
eye out
eat-out
on that.
meal of the day. So
Yeah, interesting. But like, I just, when you have to pull out your iPhone or Android phone and use the torch function to read the menu, I believe that the price is going to be exponentially higher than you should actually have to pay.
So here's my clever hack there, Ben. I actually
Okay.
take the picture. I take the picture and I zoom it up after I've taken the picture to see what the item I'm buying
Okay.
is.
What I've actually committed to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know if it helps, but I guess
it's a good
makes
hack.
it legible. Can
That's
take
a
a while
life
to
hack.
read a menu, though.
That's a life hack. We might even be bringing a new segment in, mate. I like that. That's it, Richard. Listeners have been BCC'd on our week. In next week's show, we ask if we should take gap years. See you next week. Bravo, Charlie Club, out.
And that's the pod.